So in this practical class, we will see how GIS can help us identifying or measuring the breaking up of forest, popularly known as forest fragmentation. Okay, so what is forest fragmentation? So forest fragmentation means it's a breaking a large continuous forest into a smaller pieces due to some activities like human activities or some natural causes. So basically it's a single big forest get divided into many small forest patches. So what are the causes behind forest fragmentation? So basically there are expansion of road and highways, expansion of agricultural areas or urbanization and settlements, mining and industries, okay, and dams and canals building. So these are the popular causes for forest fragmentation. And what happens after forest fragmentation? So if you see in this image, you can see here that a large forest area can be um, divided into so many small pieces, that is known as patch. Okay, and this is known as a large forest, how it get fragmented into so many small patches, and this is known as forest fragmentation. So what happens after fragmentation? Forest patches become isolated, more forest area become edge instead of interior, wildlife movement become difficult, plants and animals lose their natural habitat, and forest become less healthy and less stable. So we can say what is forest fragmentation. In short, forest fragmentation is the process by which large continuous forest areas are broken into smaller isolated patches, increasing forest edges and reducing core forest area. So after forest fragmentation analysis, we can get patch, that is small isolated forest fragment lacking interior condition. We can get edge, that is forest zone that is influenced by adjacent non-forest areas. Perforated, that forest area surrounding internal clearings, and core forest, that is interior forest basically unaffected by edge effect. So in this practical class, we will see how GIS help us identify and measure this breaking up of forest, not by words but by maps and numbers. So to do in forest fragmentation in ArcGIS, uh, you must be a forest layer. So you can get the forest layer by classifying your study area, um, any kind of classification, supervised or unsupervised. So if after classification you can get forest, or you can use vegetation indices map. So for this class, I can show you that this is the NDVI map of my study area. So we can use this NDVI for our forest fragmentation analysis. So this is the NDVI map of my study area, and you can see here. So the range of NDVI values from minus 0.3 to plus 0.9, and we know that the NDVI is basically ranges from -1 to +1, and the value is more closer to +1, that is show you how the vegetation health quality or good are. So, at first you have to identify the range of vegetation. Uh, that is, if you click on here, you can get that the value of NDVI 0.73, 0.69, 0.71, 0.53. So this is are also some vegetated areas, that is basically the agricultural field. These are the forest. So we can getting the values from nearly 0.58 58. Okay, so we can conclude that our vegetation NDVI value starting from 0.58. So you can give more time, you can give, so you can give the more time to uh, getting the values of NDVI ranges from lowest to highest. Okay, so lowest values are basically we can see that from 0.58 for this image. In case of your image it may be varies, obviously varies. So our first task is to reclassify this NDVI image, that is more important to do forest fragmentation analysis in ArcGIS. So you can go search bar, you can search here reclassify. This is the reclassify layer. Here you can input the NDVI image. You can also use EVI or any kind of vegetation indices. So there are a lot of new values are there. So at first I want to convert it into two parts. Okay, so and the values ranging from, we know that 0.58 and okay. Okay, so from 0.58 to 0.97, this is the new values of our reclassified image, it is 2. So 2 is basically the forest areas and 1 is non-forest areas. So now you have to put some output location for your reclassify image. So we can create a geo database here, reclass. Okay, reclass, save. Okay, so we can wait for a while, and all of you can see that our image is now classified into two types, 1 and 2, and 1 is basically the non-forest areas and 2 is basically the forested areas. Okay, so this is the forest areas of my study area. So now what we can do, so after the classification, you can open or click on arc toolbox, right click on arc toolbox, go to add toolbox. So to do landscape fragmentation or forest fragmentation, you have to these tools, that is known as landscape fragmentation. Okay, so click on that. So for this practical I can use arc 10 version. Open, wait for a while, and now our tool is added. So this is the landscape fragmentation tool, just click on it. So here you can see the input land cover, 1 is equal to non-forest, 2 is equal to forest, and we know that 2 is our forest areas. So we can select this edge with 100. So you have to define output workspace. So this is the folder fragmentation. I can add here. You should write the display layer name. So we can write here forest frag. Okay, so click on OK, but it shows fail to execute. Okay, why? Because the projection in GCS, so we have to convert it. The projection we have to change the projection, so we can search here project project data management input raster on data management project raster. Click on project raster, input reclass layer. This is, you can see here, the input coordinate system is GCS WGS 1984. So you have to choose the output location. So you can reproject output coordinate system. For my study area, it is WGS 1984 ATM Zone 44 North. Okay, and click on OK. Okay. So our reproject layer is open. Now click on landscape fragmentation. Click on reproject. So you can here we can you can see here that edge, a 100-meter edge width is commonly used for general purposes. So we write here 100. You have to define output workspace. This is must be a folder. Okay, so add an output display layer is forest track. Okay, click on OK, and now wait for a while. It will take time, depends on your study area. So you can see here our forest fragmentation is done. So it is shown completed, so you can click here close. Okay, now we can go here, zoom it, and you can see the patch area, edge area, perforated area. Okay, and core, that is divided into three types: less than 250 acres, within 250 to 500 acres, and greater than 500 acres areas. Okay, so this is the forest fragmentation. You can right click here, go to open attribute table, and you can see here the count, and count is basically the number of pixel that is shown here. One is basically the patch, 2 is edge, 3 is perforated, and 4, 5, 6 are core areas. So this is forest fragmentation demonstration. So in this way you can do forest fragmentation analysis in ArcGIS software. So if you need any theoretical explanation, just comment. Thank you.